All right, good morning. It's Sunday, just woke up. I wanted to make a video about using some generative MIDI apps. Really, with them, you just gotta either watch someone do it and see how you can take it from there, or just get in there and just kind of play around with it. Sometimes it's hit and miss, like it just sounds weird, but hopefully, after watching me mess around with it, you can see the potential and see if you can use it in your workflow. All right, so we're going to start with a piano. And then for MIDI, we're going to use Shift Bud. All right. So if you look where the red little dots are, you have your rate. So whole notes all the way up to 64. These get really weird. Quarter notes usually help work for me. 16 bars. And then chaos. Okay, and then on the right side, you have notes and CCs, so it could generate either, but we'll do notes for this one. Your scale, we've got a pretty man gong. I'm gonna start with what I know. So we're just gonna do a good old minor scale in A. I usually pick that one because then when I riff over it, play the white notes. All right, so we can leave these and so minimum octave, max velocity, and we're gonna randomize that. All right, looks good to me. All right, we're gonna connect these up. I don't got my pen, but if you look at the top row, let's say those were like letters A, B, C, D, E. And if you count down 1, 2, 3, so if you did B3, that would get you connected. All right, so now that it's connected, if we just play it, all right, that's a little bit too fast, so we're gonna do quarter notes. Now this is okay. Let me throw a drum track over it. That sounds okay. As you see in the title of my channel, it's called Rhyming on the Beats. So the criteria for me is, can I rhyme on this? Okay, there goes the drums and the piano. While it's repetitive, not really, but it's dumb. Well, not dumb, but it could sound more human, I guess. But it's alright, because I could rhyme on this beat. Yes. So, I'm done. I got my little generative piano. But we can make that sound much better using another app. All right, so if we go in here and basically 100%, it's going to sound exactly the same. And at 50%, more or less, half the time it's going to play a note or it's not going to play a note. So that would give us this. And you probably said, but you didn't connect them. Yeah, I forgot. All right, so in a setup like this, right, first you want to connect it to, so if you come out here, so you're going in order. So you want shift to go into probability and then that to go into the piano. So we're looking for shift because that's generating the note, and we're going to go into probability. And then probability is affecting the note, and that affected MIDI is going to go into pure piano. And now when we play it, we get this. So you can see the gate kind of like stopping it. So now it's like random with more random on top of it. And why I like pure piano, like if right now this is just in the middle, but if you were to drag it So you got detune. I don't want that one. Cinematic. So it sounds good. Reverse. Not today. And then over here. So let's try this one with. All right, so, sounds good. It passed my criteria, the test. Can I rhyme on it? But let's not stop there. Let's add another kind of generative MIDI effect. So this one, it's hard to explain what it does, but if you look at the titles, cloud, pitch, tempo. So cloud like makes a cloud of MIDI notes around your note. Pitch, as you would imagine, would play around with the pitch, and tempo plays around with the timing of the notes that are generated. All right, so we're gonna set our root to A, and we're gonna set range, resolution. Resolution, we're gonna set this to quarter notes. Length, we're gonna make this 200. Distribution, we'll do minor. And blur, I'm gonna leave this at 0. And maybe we could see what it's doing together. Again, a lot of these apps, you just gotta play around with things and see what you like. All right, so again, we gotta connect this. So we're gonna remove the last connection. So again, if you look at the order, so shift is generating the sound, and this is halving it, and then we're gonna run it into this and run it into that. So just going down the line. For sake of argument, I mean, I don't know why you would do this, but if for some reason you're being fancy, all right, we're gonna take this, select it, and we're gonna put it over here. Move here. All right. So I'm gonna go down from shift, go into here. I'm gonna jump over to here, and then I'm gonna jump back over here. It doesn't matter so much where it's located. It's all about how you set it up in here. All right, so shift is going into the purple one. The purple one is going into the yellow one. And the yellow one is going into the piano. All right, and let's hear how that sounds. So right now it's not doing anything because this is affected by the blur. So let's go up a little bit. Actually, the blur is part of it, but we also need to add notes. So we're gonna add. All right, so you can hear, and then we're gonna add some blur. Go to the extreme. All right, let's go to 3 notes. Let's come down. Now I know this would sound nicer with a little bit of all right, let's add some more notes. Let's play with accent, velocity. a little bit of swing, just a little bit. And a little probability there. Let's try with our drums. Let's add something else. All right, so within the same family, so I like these, the buds, Art Bud, Chord Bud, and so on. So we're going to use a Chord Bud, right? Now, here's an example of when you wouldn't necessarily want to put it in the same chain, just for like keeping it organized, because this can get pretty messy quickly. So the Chord Bud is not going to be connected to the other chain. It's going to be its own thing. So something like that, we would just connect it by itself. So it's coming out of Chord Bud, going directly into piano, doing its own thing. So Chord Bud is just a quick and dirty way to, make some chords. So on the left side at the bottom, you see key. So we're going to set that to A. And then you could see in this grid, the top major, Dorian, can't pronounce that. I think it's Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, minor, which is Aeolian, because some apps don't put minor, they keep it with the thing. So we're going to do an A minor. We're going to jump to a 5 chord. Or that's not a 5 chord. So you can see at the top 1, 2, 3, 4. So we did a 3. I don't want a 3. So we're going to hold on it and delete it. We're going to do a 5 chord. We're going to go to a 4, back to 1. And if you click on it, it opens up a little menu. We're going to invert that last one. And we're going to play it without it and then see how it sounds with it. So here's... All right, and then we're going to put on the Chord Bud. Now it's a little loud in there, so we could turn the velocity down on these. So we're going to put that at like 30. Put that down at whatever. Put that down at whatever. And put this down at whatever. All right, and let's play that again. All right, and I'm happy with this. I'm happy to see where it's going. And let's see here. All right, we're going to do Arp Bud. So we're going to go in here. So we're going to connect the Chord Bud to Arp Bud. And actually, all right, check this out. So in this setup, we're going to keep the Chord Bud connected to the piano. And we're also going to connect the Chord Bud to the arp and connect the arp to the piano. So in this way, we can kind of turn them on and off. But in this example, the Chord Bud is going to feed the Arp Bud, which is going to go into the piano. So this is what we had before. All right, but before we get into that, we got to set up this. All right. All right, so let me take these off. I mean, in this example, since shift is the main, we could just take off this one and all we have is the drums. We could play the chords by themselves because they're separate. So if you're doing a breakdown, Now we're gonna put on the arp. All right, so right now, the way this is, the note here we're going up, so that's within. I'm curious because I just come up in here and be doing random stuff. But let's say these are all at 10. I don't know if these are scale degrees. Let's see. All right, velocity, octave. I don't want to do ratchet. And then here's random. Probability. If it plays or not. All right, let's do some ratcheting. All right, say that's the breakdown. Then we come out. All right, we're gonna put this at. I want it to play 70% of the time. 70% of the time, push a note through. Ah. All right, we could put it in a scale. So that was just A. So let's put this in minor Aeolian. Now we should be. So I guess it was just A chromatic, which it did have a nice, even the notes that sound a little, they worked because the criteria for me is, can I rap on it? I can rap on anything. All right, let's see if that sounds more. Okay, much better. And then with our chord. All right, with our arp. All right, I want to turn the velocity down for all those. All right, add our drums back in. And then, since we're just trying to be random with stuff, let's play around with the drums real quick. MSX, I want fly tape. All right, so here's fly tape. And if you look at the top, all these things are modulatable. And we saw that Shift Bud can modulate things. All right, so we're gonna put this one just to, keep it simple. So here's a Shift Bud on its own little lane. And we're gonna put on CC, and CC number, we're gonna do, today's the 17th, so we're gonna use CC 17. And so we're gonna put this on solo, because we just wanna hear this. And we're gonna go into here, top menu on the left, underneath you can see the metronome, you can see the record button and AUM. And you're gonna look at the mixer looking thing. This little S, you're gonna select the source, and the source is going to be Shift Bud, but it's going to be the second one. So explaining that one real quick. This one is the first shift bud, and this one all the way over here is the other one. At the bottom, you can see MIDI 6, and at the bottom of this one, you can see MIDI 2. So when you come in here and you go back there and you come over here, when you go into shift bud, you see 2 and M6 1. All right, so now that's connected, and we're gonna go down to stutter. I don't know how this is gonna work out. I assume it's MIDI channel 1, and we're gonna put our CC, and we're going to go to 17. And now, when we play, we should get, all right, so you can see stutter is doing something, but we should, all right, so we're gonna take this down. We don't want any chaos. Oh, wait. Let's play. Okay, that seems to be doing what it should be doing. We just lost our music. He's still doing his thing. So this is what happened. I put it on CC, so let me put that on note. Hello, pianos. All right, and if we put our shift bud, let's see here, max ramp, chaos, rate. What would a quarter give us? I like it. It's better. Yeah. All right, this is gonna be the end of the tutorial. I showed you how to use these apps so you could be like something that's imperial. This is my breakfast cereal, making tutorials, and that's what I do. I'm done. Cheerio. All right, so hopefully this workflow didn't get too complicated, but basically just route things into things, play around with the settings, and peace.